What it do, YouTube? OG Mr. Bunt. Back at y'all with another video. Jaron boots Ennis. Seems like everybody's kind of got their panties in a bunch. Underwear in a bunch. However you want to put it. About Jaron boots Ennis. I see videos out there, people saying that he's overrated. I totally disagree. Jaron boots Ennis is still a fantastic fighter, in my opinion. It's just a few things that Boots needs to shore up. The amount of movement that guy gave him last night was, that was a bit much. Now, I'm not one to ever say somebody was getting on their bicycle and they was running and all that type of shit, because as long as other motherfuckers know how to cut the ring off, then you can't use that as an excuse that somebody was running. Boots couldn't cut the ring off. That's just a slight fundamental flaw that he has, and that's just something he needs to implement into his vast skill set. I still don't believe many people out there can beat that kid. There's motherfuckers out there that ain't got footwork like that, black, white, Mexican, other. That guy had unusually good footwork. But the thing about it was, he used so much footwork that he didn't really have much offense. But Boots just couldn't get him corralled. And people are like, well, ain't no way Boots could beat this person. There ain't no way Boots could beat that person. Boots still gonna beat a bunch of motherfuckers. He just need to work on some shit, man. He just need to work on a few things. I'm still in belief that he still will give Terrence Bud Crawford fits, simply because of their styles, man. Simply because Terrence Bud Crawford don't do that much movement. Even when he was in the lower divisions and he implemented a lot of movement in his fight game, he didn't move like that. And that's what that guy did to hell stay safe. He can't beat Boots like that. Boots won every round. The guy game plan was to stay away from Boots and to go 12 rounds. His game plan couldn't have been to win the fight. I mean, Boots was still throwing his offense. He just couldn't. The guy was making him miss. His only thing that guy was doing was, escaping out the back door. That's what he was doing. But you just have to point out the fact that Boots couldn't get a bead on him. Boots still hit him with some good shots. The guy got a good beard on him, and he never really hurt the guy. I think he might have rocked the guy one good time, and that guy shook that shit off, man. But that don't mean Boots ain't the shit. That motherfucker still a phenom. That's just my opinion on it. I don't think people should start running around here saying that he overrated and he this, that, and the other. He just needed, Bolden need to work on teaching them how to cut off the ring. He's gonna have to learn how to do that. Now, I don't know many fighters that use that much movement. I don't know nobody else that used that much movement that Boots could possibly fight, but that was good for Boots. That's a fight that Boots should have had 3-4 fights ago, in my opinion. Everybody put him up on this pedestal, and when you up on that pedestal, man, you got a bullseye on you. You got a target on you. You got a target that, for people who gives you a whole lot of credit, and a target for people who takes a bunch of credit away from you. And Boots Ennis, they got him pegged as the next big thing. And in my opinion, he still is. But that last night just showed that Boots needs to work on some things. He's still the in my opinion, the best out of all of those young up and coming guys. Boots, guys like Frank Martin, Virgil Ortiz, Stanley Owners, all those guys can fight, man. Those are, and I got Boots as, if one of the best for sure. So, for people who saying that he's overrated, nah, in my opinion, he's not overrated. He just needs to, the kid ain't but 25 years old. He got plenty of time. Now, he got 28, I think 28, 29 fights. He fought, he got a whole bunch of fights. He got just as many fights as Errol Spence Jr. But, he just had, that was his first, it's obvious that was his first time fighting somebody like that. I mean, he went from shutting motherfuckers out the first 2 or 3 rounds to a 12-round fight. And you could see the frustration in his face. And then, like I said, Bowser said, well, the guy was on his bicycle, he don't want to fight. I mean, salute to Bowser, but y'all you got to teach Boots how to corner that motherfucker, and if he does escape on his way out, you got to give him something. Give him something to, to remember. If you watch, and again, this is no disrespect to Bowser Ennis. Bowser Ennis done raised a fantastic fighter, man. This Boots Ennis is an amazing fighter. But I just point out the way Derrick James trains Errol to cut off the ring. They'll be doing pad work, and he'll stop, and he'll start using movement, and Errol will cut him off. Either way he goes, Errol will cut him off. Now, he doesn't use exaggerated movement like that guy was doing, but it doesn't matter. He cut off the ring because Chris Algieri was using a whole lot of movement against Errol Spence Jr. And, Errol was shutting him down. That's just something that they need to work on. But as far as Boots Ennis being overrated, man, cut the kids some slack. I mean, I know motherfuckers ain't going to. That's just the nature of fans and boxing. But Boots Ennis gonna be okay, man. He gonna be okay. Kind of humble, need to humble himself a little bit. And the kid is humble, but he just, take into account, there gonna always be things that you need to work on, things you need to tweak, and cutting down the ring is one of them. It's very important. It's very important. You're gonna have people saying, ain't no way you should have went 12 rounds with that dude, but that shit happens, man. I wouldn't have never expected a guy like that to move that much. If that guy had a still in there with Boots would have probably knocked him out, but he wouldn't. So You know, it is what it is. The guy went 12 rounds with Boots Ennis. Good for him, but he didn't win a damn round. You know, he didn't win a damn round. Now, I still believe that regardless of what Boots do, he can't beat EJ. You know, I'm an EJ fan, but you know, I just compare the styles, and you know, I done said in several videos that EJ gonna make Boots work on his defense, which will dial down his offense. And that's the thing about Boots. His offense is you know, he's somebody that'd be hard to outbox because motherfucker throw so many punches. You know, but EJ will make him work on his defense because he gonna come in behind a stiff ass jab, and he gonna be coming forward. So Boots gonna have to be very defensively responsible against EJ. But you know, that's just my opinion on that. There's other people who think otherwise. But you know, you guys tell me what you think. That's all I got. Salute to the mighty LDBC. It's your OG, Mr. Mont, and I'm out.